Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Miss Brianne, and welcome back to Let's Get Ready. In case you didn't know already, we have expanded our Let's Get Ready program to include students from preschool all the way up to 3rd grade. And in Let's Get Ready, you're going to learn skills such as print recognition, choosing just right books, reading different genres, handwriting skills, motor skills, phonics, vocabulary, and all that fun stuff. This class today is focused on 1st graders who are going to enter 2nd grade, as well as students already in 2nd grade who just want to review things they've already learned. Now we have a fun little activity for you today, but before we do that, I'm going to be reading 2 easy reader books. Now eventually the books are going to get harder, and eventually we'll only be reading 1 book. But right now we're going to start with simple books. Now usually I always start about 2 levels below what a 1st grader should typically be reading. That way, because usually with the summer and everything, you're having so much fun that sometimes you don't think about school. But what I like to do is I like to start with simple books in the beginning in which the child feels comfortable reading. That way they don't have to worry about pronouncing words and everything. They could just read through the story, and they can get that confidence. And then you just move on to the actual just right books. But today we're going to be reading 2 simple easy reader books. And the one we have, the first one that we have is Big Pig and Little Pig. Now the second one, I'm not going to show you right now because it's a big book format, so I'm not going to pull it up right now. But the second one we'll be reading is called It Looked Like Spilt Milk. So give me 1 second. All right, is everybody ready? Here we go. The first story is called Big Pig and Little Pig. Now I know this is the English and Spanish version. I'm not going to read the Spanish part because I'm not very fluent in Spanish. But if you do have children who are bilingual, these books are perfect. That way you can read the books in both languages. But anyway, here we go. Big Pig and Little Pig. The author and illustrator is David McPhail. Now the author is the person who writes the words of the story, and the illustrator is the person who draws the pictures in the story. Now we have the publisher, who's the company that puts the book into print and sends it to the bookstores to sell. Now this is from Greenlight Readers, the publisher, which is a registered trademark of the Houghton, Mifflin, Harcourt publishing company. Now I'm about to read this. Now boys and girls, if you see words that you know, feel free to read along with me. But are we ready? All right, here we go. I am hot, said Big Pig. Me too, said Little Pig. So they're both very hot. What's a good way to cool off when you're hot? Because it's summer and the sun is out. What do you think the pigs will do? Should we turn the page to find out? I am going to make a pool, said Big Pig. Me too, said Little Pig. So it looks like the pigs are going to make a pool to jump in. Who thought about swimming in the pool before? Did you think the pigs would try and build a pool to swim in? Anybody had any other ideas? Well, let's continue on. I am going to dig a hole, said Big Pig. Me too, said Little Pig. So it looks like they're starting to dig the hole for the pool. Who has a pool in their backyard? Did any of you boys and girls see, if you have a pool, did you see it being built? Did somebody dig a hole in your yard to start the pool? Well, it all depends on the type of pool. For in-ground pools, they dig a hole. If it's above the ground, they don't. I am going to get a bucket, said Big Pig. Me too, said Little Pig. So it looks like you're getting buckets. What are they going to do with the buckets? Looks like they're probably going to fill them with water, right, boys and girls? I would if you want to fill up a pool. Now I got a question for you, boys and girls. If you saw your pool being built, did they just dig a hole and fill it with water? Probably not, right? They probably poured cement over it. Then they put like a special type of pool lining over it. And then they filled it with water. Do you think the pigs did that? They probably didn't. So what do you think will happen once they fill it with water? The hole with water. What do you think? Well, why don't we read to find out? I am going to fill up the pool, said Big Pig. Me too, said Little Pig. So it looks like they're filling their holes with water. Do you think it's going to be a pool? What do you think it's going to be, boys and girls? All right, let's find out. Let's see if you're right. Looks like it's mud, right? Do you think the pigs are sad, though? What do you think? Take a look at the picture. Looks like at least Big Pig is happy, huh? Well, let's see. Now I can sit back down, said Big Pig. It seems like he has no problem with a hole full of mud. Me too, said Little Pig. This looks more like a pool, doesn't it? That's weird. But in any event, it looks like they're very happy. But let's see what else happens. Actually, that is the end of the story. Good story, huh? Isn't it nice to swim in a pool when it's very hot outside? What other things do you do when it's hot and it's the summer? Well, you probably can go to the beach, right? Maybe take a walk in the park, swim in the pool, maybe run through a sprinkler. But anyway, it looks like Big Pig and Little Pig are having fun. Now, a good thing about this book, which is in our collection, is it has a recipe for making a jam pig face to eat. Isn't that cool? But anyway, I hope you've had fun reading this story. I certainly enjoyed reading it to you. Now we're going to move on to our next book. So I'm just going to move the camera to where it is. There we go. So we have our next book. And I got this we have this in big book format, but we do have the regular size books in our collection as well. But I thought this would be a fun treat, having it in big book style. So let me take the clips off. And this is called It Looked Like Spilt Milk. The author and illustrator is Charles G. Shaw. And the publisher is HarperCollins Children's Books, which is a division of HarperCollins Publishers. With that being said, are we ready to begin? Yeah. All right, here we go. Sometimes it looked like spilt milk. Doesn't that, it looks like a big milk stain, right, boys and girls? But it wasn't spilt milk. It looks like spilt milk. You'd probably think it was spilt milk, right, boys and girls, if they didn't tell you it wasn't? But if it's not spilt milk, what do you think it is? Anybody want to take a guess? Well, let's move on. Let's see what else happens. And think about those guesses. Sometimes it looked like a rabbit, but it wasn't a rabbit. Looks like a little bunny rabbit. What do you think it is, boys and girls? Do you think it's drawings? Do you think it's cut out pieces of paper? Do you think somebody tore up paper? Or could it be something else entirely? But so far we had something that looked like spilt milk and something that looked like a rabbit. Let's see what else happens. Sometimes it looked like a bird, but it wasn't a bird. Man, getting a lot of different shapes here, huh? Keep thinking about it. What is it? Well, I'm just going to take this piece of paper off. It's getting in the way. Oh, we got another shape. Sometimes it looked like a tree, but it wasn't a tree. Okay, so we have, think about the shapes. What have we seen so far? All right, we've seen spilt milk, we've seen a rabbit, we've seen a bird, and we've seen a tree. Let's move on. Sometimes it looked like an ice cream cone, but it wasn't an ice cream cone. Oh, so now we have ice cream cones. Yummy, huh? All right, let's move on. Sometimes it looked like a flower, but it wasn't a flower. Oh boy, that's the weirdest looking flower I've ever seen. What do you think, boys and girls? Sometimes it looked like a pig, but it wasn't a pig. All right, so we have another animal. Ooh, more food. Sometimes it looked like a birthday cake, but it wasn't a birthday cake. Oh boy. Look at that. So we got some food, we got some animals, we got spilt milk, we even have a flower. How many shapes can you see? And have you taken any other guesses as to what they may be? Stay tuned till the end, boys and girls. The ending's going to surprise you. Sometimes it looked like a sheep, but it wasn't a sheep. Oh, so we have like pigs and birds and rabbits and sheep and flowers, spilt milk. This is crazy. Hold on till the end, boys and girls. You're going to be surprised. Sometimes it looked like a great horned owl, but it wasn't a great horned owl. Wow, another bird. Think about those guesses. You may be right. Sometimes it looked like a mitten, but it wasn't a mitten. Oh, so we have something other than an animal or food or plants. Cool, huh? All right. Sometimes it looked like a squirrel, but it wasn't a squirrel. Cute little creature, huh? Are you closer to your guess, boys and girls? Let's see. Sometimes it looked like an angel. But it wasn't an angel. Oh wow, pretty, huh? Alright, hold on boys and girls, here comes the end. Sometimes it looked like spilt milk, but it wasn't spilt milk. It was just a cloud in the sky. Wow. Who guessed that, boys and girls? Did anybody guess that? Show of hands, who guessed that? Maybe a few of you. Who thought it was something else entirely? But this is actually a great book to read if you're going to start cloud watching. Who's looked at clouds in the sky? Have you seen different shapes in clouds? Think about what you may have seen in clouds. Yeah, cloud watching is very fun, and this book will help you make it even more fun. This was a great story. I hope you enjoyed it. But with that being said, it is time to move on to our activity. Now I'm just going to tape the handwriting sheet back onto the clipboard. All right, let's zoom that in a little bit, just so we see. Move that up and zoom in, just so you see all of all the handwriting lines. Because I really want you boys and girls to see this. There we go. All right. So, oops. We are going to do something called silly writing. Now, before I tell you what it is, this idea of silly writing was from the website I Can Teach My Child. Now, if you're interested in this activity as well as other similar handwriting activities, please click on the web link in the video description. Now, who has practiced handwriting, or maybe even something simpler such as drawing lines? Now think about this, boys and girls. Where do you usually practice your handwriting? Well, you can usually practice handwriting on a table, sitting on a chair, right? Have you ever tried practicing your handwriting different ways? Well, I will show you how you can practice handwriting very shortly. But before I do that, I am going to teach you how to write, or give a review on how to write capitals letter A through B, C, and D, and the lowercase letters A, B, C, and D. So, are we ready to begin? And you can do this one, you can either watch this or do this once or twice with me. You should have 2 sheets of this handwriting paper in the kit that you got when you registered for this program. Now this paper I'm using is a sensory paper, parents. It has a textured top and bottom line that you can feel and your child can feel. That way it's easier to find out where to start and where to end. And you can get this, it's in a pad, and you can get this from Amazon. So, we ready? Here's the capital letter A. Start at the top line, make a slanty line going down to the bottom line, then start at the top again, make a slanty line going right to the bottom line, then cross at the waistline, or draw a line through the waistline. One more time. Well, again, start at the top line, make a slanty line going left to the bottom line. At the top again, make a slanty line going right to the bottom line. And then draw a line at the waistline connecting the two. One more time. Start at the top line, slant your line going left to the bottom line. Start at the top line again, slant your line going right to the bottom line, then cross at the waistline. And that is the capital letter A. Let's do the lowercase letter A. Start at the waistline, make a circle that goes around the waistline and bottom line, then right next to it, draw a line from the waistline to the bottom line. And if my handwriting looks a little off, I apologize, because I'm trying to do this on easel and show you. Again, make a circle that's the size of the waistline and bottom line. Then start the waistline next to the circle, draw a line from the waistline to the bottom line. One more time. From the waistline, make a circle that's the size of the waistline and the bottom line. Then start the waistline next to the circle, draw a line straight down from the waistline to the bottom line. And that's how you do a lowercase letter A. Alright, the capital letter B. Start the top line, draw a line straight down from the top line to the bottom line. Start from the top line, make a little curve to the waistline, and then stop when it connects to the line. Then make a bigger curve starting at the waistline, go around when you touch the bottom line until it connects to the line. Well, again, start at the top line, make a line going straight down to the bottom line. Then from the top line, curve till you get to the waistline, then connect it at the line. Then make a bigger curve from the waistline, curve it around at the bottom line, and then connect. One more time. Start at the top line, draw a line straight down to the bottom line. Like I said, I'm trying to write this from an easel is a little tricky. Do a curve to the waistline, then have it connect. Then do a bigger curve from the waistline, go to the bottom line. And that is the capital letter B. Now let's do a lowercase letter B. Start at the top line, draw a line straight down to the bottom line, then make a circle next to it that's as big as the waistline and the bottom line. Again, start at the top line, draw a line straight down to the bottom line, then from the waistline next to the line, make a circle that's as big as the waistline and bottom line. One more time. Start at the top line, draw a line straight down to the bottom line, then from the waistline make a circle as big as the waistline bottom line. There you go, and that is the capital letter B. Now the capital letter C. Start just underneath the top line, then curve all the way to the bottom line and go up a little bit. Again, start just underneath the top line, curve all the way to the bottom line, go up a bit. One more time. Start just underneath the top line, curve till you get to the bottom line, then go up a bit. And that is the capital letter C. Now the lowercase letter c is like making the capital letter C, but instead of starting just underneath the top line, you're going to start just underneath the waistline. Then you're going to curve till you get to the bottom line and go up. Again, start just underneath the waistline, curve till you get to the bottom, go up. One more time. Start just underneath the waistline, curve till you get to the bottom, go up. Now I know this is not silly writing, but I'm just showing you how to write the letters, and then I'm going to show you where you can write. So bear with me, we only got 2 more to go. Now we're going to do the capital letter D. Start at the top line, draw a line straight down to the bottom line. Then from the top line you're going to curve, and then curve at the bottom line. Almost like a backward C. Again, start at the top line, draw a line straight down to the bottom line. Then from the top line, curve until you get to the line again. One more time. Start at the top line, draw a line straight down to the bottom line, then from the top line, curve to the bottom line, then connect. And that is the capital letter D. Alright, one more time. Well, the lowercase letter D. What you're going to do is start at the waistline, make a circle as big as the waistline bottom line, just like you're making the A. But instead of starting at the waistline when drawing a line next to the circle, you're going to start at the top line, then draw a line straight down to the bottom line. Again, start at the waistline, draw a circle as big as the waistline bottom line, then start at the top line next to the circle, draw a line straight down. One more time. Start at the waistline, draw a circle from the waistline bottom line, then next to the circle starting at the top line, draw a line straight down to the bottom line. Okay, and that is the lowercase letter D. Now there are many cool ways that you can write it. I mean, writing on the table is fine, but that gets boring, right, boys and girls? So there are many different ways that you can write. You can do it on an easel like myself, or you can get silly with it. For instance, you can write underneath the table. You can write on top of the door. You can write on the refrigerator. You can even write on the back of a chair. Like this. Isn't that neat? Now, if you can get your lettering perfect when writing in all these unusual places, you can certainly get it perfect writing it on a table. But there are many great ways, or many great ways that you can practice your handwriting, indoors as well as outdoors. Try practicing your handwriting on a tree trunk, or on your walkway, or even on a rock if you want. But mix it up. The only thing I wouldn't recommend you do is don't practice on a computer screen or any type of electronics, because those can break very easily. But figure out some fun ways to practice your handwriting. If you do that, you'll never get bored. And like I said, if you can get your handwriting perfect, practicing in the weirdest of places, then you can get your handwriting perfect at any time. But I threw in a couple of sheets though so you can practice. In addition, there's also going to be worksheets in your kits as well for you to practice at your own leisure. And you can practice them the traditional way or the silly way. The choice is yours. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm looking forward to next month when we have another fun activity for you. But until then, this is Miss Brianne saying take good care of yourselves. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.